than 400,000 people every year breathe their last breath when tobacco calls them into the ground. And more than 80,000 people every single year will sip their last sip when alcohol kills them with a psst sound. And yet, both of those poisons are legal to own and use in the great US of A. Yet this plant right here, marijuana, is kept away from us all by the DEA. Yes. Now, how can a plant, in the home of the free and the land of the brave, how can a plant jeopardize my liberty? And yet, if I have one, if I use it, if I sell it, I can lose my job, my kids, and my property. Now, in God we trust, in man we do not. And we must keep this devil's weed away from we the people. But then again, wouldn't that make our government a lot like God, and marijuana would be a lot like the tree of knowledge of good and evil? Now, pharmaceutical companies know that they would lose billions of dollars if THC, the main compound in marijuana, were available in your backyard. And once marijuana is legal, then hemp, its cousin, is legal. And hemp's going to be cotton, like cotton beat polyester. And she beat her hard, real hard. Now, oil companies would lose money because hemp seed oil can be used as a fuel. By the way, that's that crazy pothead, Henry Ford, with his vehicle that runs on hemp, made out of hemp, taking us all back to school. Now, doctors know that marijuana can be used to treat post-traumatic stress disorder. It can be used to treat attention deficit disorder. It can reduce stress, make life less hectic. I mean, frankly, it can not only treat the pain of AIDS and glaucoma and cancer, but it can sure change the mind of an anorexic. Now, it is immoral and absurd to think that this great land was given to us directly from the Lord. And if this destiny is manifested, why can't we enjoy this little group of plants? One that blessings we can't afford. Now look, I don't mean to seem preachy, but this is the truth, and I will shout it from the mountaintops. This land is my land, this land is your land, and that includes all of our crops. Look, all I'm saying is that before I die, I want everyone in my homeland to hold this truth to be self-evident. You're an adult. Marijuana is a plant. Use it as you will. Heck, I'll even be your truly first green president. Now, when I am elected, the first thing I will do is legalize weed. And I will give our economy the boost it needs in snack food futures. And next time you go to a hospital, you can choose to have a special brownie before we remove those sutures. Now, don't worry. Everyone from the DEA can go to work for the IRS because we'll have to handle all that new drug, revenue. Not to mention, we'll save more than $8 billion a year when the war on drugs is something I discontinue. Now, look, I'm not saying drugs have to be mandatory. You don't have to smoke marijuana if you don't want to. If you don't want it, just say no. But marijuana is a plant. It does not belong on a Schedule I Class A narcotics list. It belongs on my rack next to the oregano. Now look, you'll still have your drug-free zones, like schools, libraries, but I want my free drug zones for bars and fast food joints and healthcare facilities. All I'm saying is that I want marijuana to be a legal choice for my aches, my pains, to clear my head. I want to clear my mind, to relax my head, relax my feet. Heck, I just want it after a hard day at work, just simply to unwind. Now, how can we, well, now, I wouldn't suggest it while you're driving, because of course you don't want to confuse the gas and the brake pedals, but it seems to be okay for swimming. Just ask that kid Michael Phelps and his big old medals. Now, it's not good for all Olympic sports. For example, I wouldn't recommend it for gymnastics, because it messes with your equilibrium, and that wouldn't be too good with the flips. But let me trust me when I say marijuana use is okay for public speaking. I happen to know a pothead that has 2 district championships. Now, how do we tell our politicians that prohibition will fail, where regulation will succeed? Folks, it's an election year, and I think Libertarian Gary Johnson is our best bet for the yeah. Now, I want you to all take the time, sign the petition, make medical marijuana legal, even support marijuana education, so that one day in the next 5 years I can walk up to a police officer and ask him for a light for my medication. Now, we've had a lot of fun, but in all seriousness, this is something which time has come. It is high time. High time that we express our liberty. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your Toastmasters, set Mary free.